there guys, my name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRFC, your longest Rovers fan channel. It's EFL playoff prediction time. We're going to be predicting the winners and the overall winner of the Championship, League 1 and League 2 playoffs. So, we're going to get straight into this. I'm going to start with the Championship. So, Bournemouth, Brentford, Barnsley and Swansea are fighting for a spot in the Premier League with Norwich, the champions, and also Watford. Now, of course, Bournemouth will face Brentford and Barnsley will face Swansea in the semi-finals. And I've got to choose one team here. I can't just go, well, I think it could be this team or this team. I've got to go with a one prediction straight away. So it's like a straightforward prediction. So I'm going to go with a final between Bournemouth and Barnsley, and I think that Barnsley is going to win the final. So I'm going to go with Barnsley going to the Premier League to join Norwich and Watford. Now, the reason why I've gone with Barnsley, I think that Barnsley just have that spirit. Now, if we look at all the teams, Bournemouth under Jonathan Woodgate, they've come quite a long way under these last 12 months since being relegated from the Premier League. You know, getting rid of Eddie Howe, bringing in Jason Tindall as the manager, him going, bringing in Jonathan Woodgate on a temporary basis, then a permanent basis. So, you know, they've been through the ringer. They've got a lot of great talent. Jefferson Lerma, David Brooks, Dominic Solanke, Danjuva. He's come on really well this season. You know, some wonderful, wonderful talent. Begovic in goal is an experienced goalkeeper. That's a wonderful, wonderful guy, wonderful player. And I think that Bournemouth have done well. Brentford under Thomas Frank, they lost the playoff semi-final last season. I don't think they're going to get there this season. And the reason why I just think that maybe on the one-off occasion under the amount of pressure, they may not have a chance. Now, the reason why is because you look at what happened on the last day of the previous season when they could have got automatic promotion. The pressure got to them. Barnsley were playing for something more than Brentford, in my opinion, and Brentford just collapsed. And Barnsley was safe, and Brentford didn't go up through the playoffs either in that final against Fulham. Now, obviously, Brentford have some wonderful talent in this squad. Ivan Toney, who's the top goal scorer for them, wonderful player. Mbalumo, Dalsgaard, Raya in goal, just wonderful talent all across the pitch. And I just feel like Brentford, just under the pressure, haven't really caught on for me. So I think under the pressure this time, they'll just fall short. Swansea under Steve Cooper, look, they're my pick to not go through to the final because I just feel like there's other sides stronger and with more dealt with the pressure. They have been great, don't get me wrong. I think Swansea will be up there again next season, but I just don't think this year's their year, in my opinion. So I think maybe next year could be Swansea's year if they keep Steve Cooper on as manager. But they do have some wonderful players. Cabango is a great player. Jamal Lowe, the former Portsmouth attacker, is a great player. Wonderful, wonderful attacking players, wonderful defensive players as well. And I feel like Swansea will have their year, just not this year. My pick is Barnsley because they've got a wonderful squad, wonderful manager in Valentin Ismail, wonderful players all across the field. Anderson at the back, Britton at the back, Morris up front, Dykes has been astronomical, Alex Mowat, wonderful, wonderful midfielder, and just overall just a wonderful squad. And I feel like Barnsley will just get up there this season as the fairy tale story of the playoffs. So my pick's Barnsley for that reason. Now, let's have a look at League 1, sorry. Why am I saying League 2? That's later on. League 1. So, obviously, Oxford versus Blackpool and Lincoln versus Sunderland. Oxford United, under Carl Robinson, sneaked in there on the last day of the season ahead of Portsmouth and Charlton. Portsmouth were the favourites going into that final day. Charlton were near, but so far near enough. Not far enough, and it was goal difference that separated Oxford and Charlton in the end, and Portsmouth just bottled it on the last day. Oxford have got a great squad. Brendan Barker is a great attacking player. Shola Depot is a great player. Loads of wonderful talent on and off the pitch at Oxford, and I think they'll go a long, long way as a football club. I just don't feel like this year will be their year, so they're not my pick to go through to the final. My pick in that first semi-final is Blackpool, because under Neil Critchley, in their second full season under the owner, Simon Sadlier, finally, Blackpool are out of the reaches of the terrible Oyston family. Simon Sadlier, a wonderful owner. He's taken them a long way in the last 2 years. I think this is the second full season under his full ownership. And, you know, Neil Critchley, former Liverpool under-21-23 manager. First full campaign as a manager in a proper club in the EFL. Just absolutely, you know, it wasn't the great start at the start of the season, but then the form in the second half of the season has been astronomical. And I feel like they have the talent to get through the playoffs. Kai's a great talent. Jerry Yates, Ellis Sims, Chris Maxwell in goal, just wonderful goalkeeper, clean sheet hero. So I feel like Blackpool will get over that leg. Now, Lincoln versus Sunderland. Lincoln, under the manager Michael Appleton, has been a revelation. He's taken that club so far. You know, he's taken them to that next level. I feel like Danny Cowley's taken them a really long way from the National League to League One in the space of 3 years. And then when Danny Cowley moved on to Huddersfield, they needed that sort of steadiness to sort of, you know, steady the ship and keep it afloat and try and, you know, hang on, really. And I think Michael Appleton's done that and taken them up another level. And again, Lincoln have got so much talent in their squad. You know, Brennan Johnson, Morgan Rogers, Palmer in goal. Montsmer can have his day at the back sometimes. You know, just wonderful talent all the way. Scully, he's been an impact substitution sometimes for Lincoln City. Absolutely, they've got players on the pitch and on the bench that can make an impact on their best day. So Lincoln really have a shot here, but they've got the odds stacked against them against a really good-looking Sunderland side. Yes, Lee Johnson's got a reputation for bottling it in the playoffs, and bottling it in the Championship with Bristol City. But they still have a wonderful squad. McGeady and Wyke. You know I've complained about them in the Sunderland match. You know, and they've got wonderful talent on the pitch and on the bench again. And the great thing about Sunderland now is that they're run properly. They've got an owner with billions of pounds that's pumping money into that club. If they don't go up this season, they will storm League One next season. They'll be up there as champions, potentially. Obviously, I'll do my league predictions towards the start of the season, but, mate, what an opportunity here for Sunderland. But I'm going to go with a final between Blackpool and Lincoln City. I think it's going to be a final between Blackpool and Lincoln, and in terms of picking a winner, Jesus Christ, I think... this is a hard one because Lincoln have got some great talent, and on a one-off occasion, on a one-off game, they can do it. Blackpool, second full season under that brand new owner, Sadlier, and they've done really good. I think the form's going to take them up. So I'm going to have to go with Blackpool on this occasion. I think Blackpool will go up to the Championship. And you know what? They won't even come back down to League One next season. I think they'll be steady in the Championship. They'll really go for it next season. So I think Blackpool's going up, but I think Lincoln will fall just short. I think it'll be a very close game in the League One final. Finally, League Two is next up. And of course, this is very interesting indeed. Newport versus Forest Green and Tranmere versus Morecambe. Now, Newport, of course, wonderful team, wonderful squad. Terrible pitch, might I add. Terrible pitch conditions at most of this season. But you know what? They've got over that. They've been a good side. They've kept their playoff place on the last day of the season, and you know they've got a good side that can really do it. They were nearly up there in the final, I think, a couple of years ago. So you know Newport really do have a chance. But Forest Green Rovers, I've just got this feeling about Forest Green Rovers. Yes, they got rid of Mark Cooper. Yes, you know, they've got a wonderful squad. They've got a potential new stadium on the way in the next few years. I think Forest Green will just edge it in this one. I think Forest Green will edge it. So I'm going to go with Forest Green for one of them. Now, this is the most difficult one I've had to decide. Morecambe versus Tranmere in the semi-final number 2. Tranmere, they sacked Keith Hill. They want that new manager bounce going into the playoffs and then sign someone in League One to be manager if they do go through the final. They've got a wonderful squad. They've got a Premier League worthy stadium, in my opinion. Championship to Premier League worthy stadium. You know, they should be right up there, competing with the other Merseyside clubs in Merseyside derbies with Everton and Liverpool. And I think their time will come. Whether it's this year or not, we're not too sure. Morecambe, on the other hand. Now, this is the reason why I've chosen in the end a final between Forest Green and Morecambe. Morecambe Football Club. They've been in their division longer than any other club in any other division. They've been in League 2 since 2008. 2008! And they deserve success. I know Plymouth fans are going to put in the comments, oh, but Derek Adams is this, this and this. Trust me, I think Derek Adams has found his club. Don't worry, you got Ryan Lowe, you'll do well. You'll do brilliantly with Ryan Lowe again. Morecambe has found their manager in Derek Adams for me. He's built up a wonderful squad. Mendes Gomez for me has been my highlight player of the season for Morecambe. Absolutely 100%. And I feel like Morecambe will just do it. So I'm going to go with the final between Forest Green Rovers and Morecambe. In terms of who goes up, now this is another story because Morecambe could buckle under the pressure. But on the other hand, Forest Green could also buckle under the pressure. Because don't forget, this is not the first playoff final Forest Green's been involved with. They were in the playoff final which took them into the Football League a few years back. So, you know, this is not their first rodeo. And, you know, obviously this is not Morecambe's first rodeo in terms of playoff finals either. So, I'm going to go with, and this could end up either way, by the way, but I'm just going to stick with one team. I'm going with a straightforward prediction, but like I say, it could be any team on this one. But I'm going to go risky and go with Forest Green Rovers going up, and that's just, I just have this feeling with Forest Green. I've just got this gut feeling with them. So there we go. That's my predictions. I think Barnsley up to the Premier League, I think Blackpool up to the Championship, and I think Forest Green up to League 1. But no doubt the clubs in the playoffs this season will come back again next season. I'd be very surprised if any of them don't. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much. My name is Aaron Chandler from Fairytale Football, DRFC, Keighley and the Rovers Life. And that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. To all the fans out there, good luck at Wembley.